Universal Orlando is known for having some of the best immersive experiences. Unfortunately, the parking lot isn't typically one of them. Turns out an electric bus might be great at creating fireworks, especially in a hot climate. You found Stashed. I'm Pat, firefighter and automotive engineer researching EV batteries since 2018. Just last week, visitors at Universal Orlando experienced more than just roller coasters and movie magic. They got to see a decent sized fire.
Mandalore County. This time we have two buses fully involved, no exposures to any structures or any other vehicles we haven't addressed.
5-2, there's a plug right at the gate when you come in. It's about a 1,000-foot lay. Copy. 5-2, copy.
Rescue 57, Agent 57. Crew over here is saying it's a lithium battery bent off of there, so no.
On July 25th, 2025, Orange County Fire Rescue responded to Universal Orlando's bus depot near Epic Universe, where two of the resort's relatively new electric buses had caught on fire. And when I say relatively new, I mean they put these buses in service back in late January of 2025, so they've only been in operation less than 6 months. It appears these buses were manufactured by Gillig, and if you compare the emergency response guide to some photos taken before the fire, you'll see that there are 4 large roof-mounted battery packs, and there also should be additional battery packs in the rear compartment of the bus. Altogether, this bus has the capacity of nearly 700 kilowatt hours. That's about the size of 7 standard electric vehicles. What's interesting to me is the roof-mounted battery boxes, they appear to be polished aluminum. Could just be the photo, but it might be painted as well. Either way, I bet those things get pretty hot in the sun. While researching this incident, I came across a photo that honestly made me laugh a little bit. It shows one of these full-sized electric buses plugged into a public charging station. You know, the ones that are clearly meant for passenger cars? This photo was taken roughly 8 months ago, so likely before Universal Studios had their own charging infrastructure fully up and running. Honestly, that tracks because charging stations, especially the ones designed for heavy-duty electric vehicles, it can take a long time to get those installed. The lead time for the transformers right now, it's pretty significant. One thing that doesn't quite add up, these buses, they appear to run on a closed loop. If somebody could confirm that in the comments, I would really appreciate it. But assuming that is the case, it really makes me wonder, wouldn't something like an electrified cable or trolley system make more sense? If these routes are fixed and isolated from public roads, a fully wired system could eliminate the need for onboard battery packs altogether, and with that, a whole lot of risk. Heck, maybe we could just take the people mover here in Detroit and move it down there, give it a second chance. It might finally get some passengers. So, what happened? It's very likely that only one of these buses experienced an initial battery failure. Given the extreme Florida heat, being exposed to direct sunlight, the battery packs, they could get extremely hot. The roof-mounted batteries were likely under a significant thermal stress. Batteries like to be in a very comfortable environment, just like we do. If it feels like a good temperature for humans, then the batteries are happy. But once you start pushing things too high, things get risky. The cells can start breaking down internally, making thermal runaway much more likely. Once that first bus caught on fire, the flames, the intense heat, it would have spread to the second vehicle parked right next to it. Universal Studios was fortunate that there were only 2 buses in the area, and if there were more present and employees took action to move them, they deserve credit for doing a great job. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, and the Orange County firefighters did a great job containing and extinguishing this fire. But this incident highlights critical safety considerations for electric bus fleets. First, spacing and depot layout matters. Allowing more room between the parked electric vehicles can greatly reduce the risk of a single fire becoming multiple fires. Second, roof-mount batteries require enhanced cooling solutions, especially in hot climates like Florida. This might include reflective coatings, dedicated shade for charging stations, or where the buses are being parked, and robust active cooling systems to prevent batteries from approaching dangerous temperatures. Finally, continuous battery health monitoring is critical. Early detection of battery issues can prevent thermal runaway events before they start. Honestly, I don't think a bus is the ideal application for lithium-ion batteries. Sure, it might work fine in moderate climates, but once you introduce extreme heat in the south or the bitter cold of the north, it just creates too many problems. Batteries don't like those kind of conditions. Now, look at it from the other side. Look at a company like Tesla. They've built over 1 million electric vehicles, and their battery packs are specifically designed, engineered, and validated for their vehicles. Everything is tightly integrated, thermal management, software, cell chemistry, it's all optimized. But with an electric bus, it's a different story. You're dealing with low volume production, often from manufacturers who are sourcing third party battery packs and trying to bolt them directly into existing platforms. That lack of integration and vehicle specific validation makes the system more vulnerable, especially when it's operating in a harsh environment day after day. The fire at Universal Orlando, it's not just a dramatic headline. It's a real world lesson in managing the unique risks that electric vehicle fleets present, especially in extreme heat environments. Let's use this as an opportunity to improve safety standards and practices.